CBS 6 News starts now.
Former Governor Cuomo's impact on state government may not be finished even though he's left office. The decision announced today and why it has some lawmakers and advocates doubling down on calls for reform.
Vaccine mandate blocked. A judge takes action after healthcare workers say their rights were being violated. The next steps now for a Capital Region hospital.
Plus, a hero comes home. The remains of a Korean War corporal killed in action now returned to Saratoga County. We look back on his legacy of courage and service.
And we have another round of storms coming in tomorrow. I've updated timing and a look at the severe weather potential with them coming up.
But first tonight, CBS 6 investigates ethics reform in state politics. Calls to clean up Albany have only been amplified by the recent scandals that led to former Governor Andrew Cuomo's resignation.
And now Governor Hochul has made new appointments to a top state ethics panel, but one in particular has some lawmakers doubling down on demands for change. CBS 6's Steve Majiri joins us live from our Albany bureau. Now, Steve, tell us, what's the reason for the outcry?
Well, it's because James Deering is set to serve as the acting chair of the Joint Commission on Public Ethics, or JCOP. And what's raising eyebrows tonight is the fact that he wasn't first selected for the commission by Governor Hochul. Instead, it was her predecessor, former Governor Cuomo, who tapped him for his seat. And this appointment also came right before a vote concerning the book that Cuomo wrote during the pandemic. Just 4 minutes before Tuesday's JCOP meeting, Governor Kathy Hochul announced two new appointments, including James Deering as the acting chair, who was first selected for the commission by former Governor Andrew Cuomo. The good government group Reinvent Albany says this is puzzling, since Governor Hochul said she wants to reform JCOP in the same announcement.
There's no way that her rhetoric, which we welcome, about wanting to reform and improve anti-corruption enforcement in New York matches with her actions here.
During that same meeting, JCOP voted against revoking its approval of former Governor Cuomo's book deal, which led to the publication of American Crisis, a book that has come under the microscope for possibly having been worked on by state employees on the taxpayers' dime. Republican State Assemblyman Chris Tague says that he wants to reform JCOP. He feels a panel of judges may be better suited to appoint its members.
I'm not sure if anybody from the legislature or the executive mansion should be the one making these types of appointments. The fact that they may be investigating you.
We asked Democratic State Assemblyman John McDonald about today's events. He is the chair of the Assembly Oversight Committee. Does this give JCOP a bad look?
I think it keeps the gas on the pedal on reform.
McDonald says he doesn't have a problem with the governor's appointees, but he says he does want to change JCOP. He says he sponsored a state constitutional amendment that would merge JCOP with the Legislative Ethics Commission to create the Government Integrity Commission. McDonald says it would be more independent than JCOP since it would have the power to investigate both the legislature and the executive chamber.
I firmly believe it will create greater independence, and I think in time will really instill greater confidence in the public at large in regards to the ethical concerns that have been raised over the years.
We reached out to Governor Hochul's office for a response but did not hear back. Our attempts to reach James Deering were also unsuccessful. Live in Albany, Steve Majiri, CBS 6 News.